You go into the nursing home and you ask for your mom's care plan. And what you get back is 3 pages of vague, cut and paste language that could apply to anyone in the building. Things like provide assistance as needed or monitor the resident. Just no specifics, no details about her diabetes, her fall risk, or her difficulty in swallowing. That is not a care plan. That's a liability shield for the nursing home. And it's one of the biggest nursing home red flags that families miss because most people, they don't even know that they can ask for this document. I'm David Terry. I've spent 25 years as a nursing home abuse and neglect attorney handling cases across Missouri and Illinois. And in almost every single case I take, the problems start with the care plan. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 red flags in a nursing home care plan that tell you that your loved one may be at risk and what to do about each one of them. The last red flag is the one that I see cause the most harm. So stay with me through all 5 of these. If your loved one is in a nursing home, their care plan could be the single most important document in their entire file. And it's not just paperwork. It's the instructions that tell every nurse, every aide, and every staff member on every shift exactly what your loved one needs and how to meet those needs. But here's the problem. Missouri ranks among the worst states in the country for nursing home quality. In Illinois, even after the new staffing laws took effect requiring 3.8 hours of direct care per resident per day in skilled nursing facilities, some of those same facilities are still cutting corners on the one document that drives the daily care. When the care plan is wrong or ignored, everything downstream is just wrong. Medications get missed. Turning schedules get skipped. Fall precautions, they disappear. And by the time the family notices, the damage is often done. So let's talk about what to look for. Every nursing home resident in both Missouri and Illinois is legally required to have an individualized care plan. Now, it's put together by the care team. That's the nurses, the aides, a doctor, and social workers. And it should cover medical needs like their medications, what allergies do they have, and various chronic conditions. It should cover their daily living needs, like how much help the resident needs in bathing and dressing and eating and toileting. Nutrition requirements are also included. Those are things like special diets or choking risks. And mobility status, that's a big one, whether your loved one needs a walker or a wheelchair or help with repositioning. And it should also address the social and emotional needs, especially if there's dementia or a cognitive decline. The key rule here is pretty simple. If it's not written in the care plan, it's probably not going to happen very consistent. Now, here are those 5 red flags. Red flag number 1, vague or generic language. The first nursing home red flag is language that's so vague it's basically meaningless. Phrases like assist with meals or reposition frequently or monitor as needed. Well, what does assist mean? Is that setup help? Is that actually feeding the resident? What does frequently mean? Is that every hour? Is that every 4 hours? Is it whenever somebody remembers? If the care plan doesn't spell it out, then the staff has no standard to follow, and your loved one, he or she's the one that pays the price. Now, there was a case right here in Missouri where a resident's care plan said assist with meals. That's it. The resident had severe swallowing difficulty. Plan should have been more thorough, saying something like supervise all meals, provide pureed foods only, position upright while eating and for 30 minutes after eating, monitor continually for signs of choking. Now, without those specifics or other specifics, the staff treated her like every other resident, and she was given the wrong food, and she choked. Now, both Missouri and Illinois require specific plans that are individualized to the specific resident, not a cut and paste job. And if what you're reading could apply to any person in the building, that's a red flag for nursing home neglect, so watch for that. Red flag number 2, updated or missing updates. So here's a question for you. When was the last time your loved one's care plan was updated? Nursing homes are required to update the care plan after every significant change. Do you have a fall? Update the care plan. A new diagnosis? Update the care plan. Hospitalization, sudden weight loss, a new bed sore? Update the care plan. If something significant changed and the care plan didn't, that is a sign of nursing home neglect. So I'm thinking about Illinois, where I heard of instances where care plans went 6 months without updating a care plan after multiple falls. No new safety measures were documented, no changes to the mobility section, nothing. The Department of Health can cite facilities for things like this, but these things happen constantly. If that failure leads to a serious injury or death, a lawsuit citing the Illinois Nursing Home Care Act can be used to pursue justice for those individuals. So, whether you are in Missouri or Illinois or any other state, here's some solid advice for you on what you can do. Once every 2 weeks or so, ask for a current copy of the care plan. Compare it to your last copy. If your loved one's had a fall since last month and the plan still reads the same as it did 3 months ago, press the director of nursing for an explanation and then document that conversation. Red flag number 3, ignored special risks. Every resident has specific vulnerabilities: diabetes, fall risk, dementia, allergies, risk for bed sores, choking risk. These things have to be clearly identified in the care plan with specific protocols. And if they're not, the staff's not going to be watching for that. Let me tell you about a certain situation where a diabetic resident was supposed to receive regular blood sugar monitoring as part of her daily care routine. Now, the care plan was silent on how often this was to take place. There was no schedule, no thresholds, no instructions for what to do if the levels spiked or dropped. And that resident ended up in the emergency room in a diabetic crisis. And when we reviewed the records and we saw that there was none of this information, we could tell that the staff had no idea when they were supposed to be doing what. A 2025 U.S. News & World Report Best Nursing Homes Ranking article ranked Missouri 47th out of 50 states, near the bottom nationally, with contributing factors including staffing shortages, patient safety issues, and high antipsychotic medication use. Illinois fared only slightly better, coming in at 46th. And now you can understand why overlooked risks are one of the most common patterns that I see. So, check whether your loved one's specific conditions or risks are clearly documented, and if they're not, demand an update immediately. Red flag number 4, no family input. This is one that most families don't realize. A family representative, most normally a power of attorney or a person responsible, has a legal right to participate in care plan meetings. Both Missouri and Illinois law support this. Now, nobody knows your loved one like you do. You know that dad gets agitated in the evenings. You know that mom won't eat if she's feeling pain. You know the things that staff haven't figured out yet. And that information, that often belongs in the care plan. Now, if you've never been invited to a care plan meeting, ask for one in writing. And if you've raised concerns that never show up in the written plan, raise them again and document that you did. If you don't document it, they're going to say you never brought it up. Facilities that shut families out of the care planning process are more likely to have quality care issues across the board. Now, that's just not my opinion. That's something that I've seen play out in case after case over 25 years. Red flag number 5, plan says one thing, reality says another. This is the biggest nursing home red flag of all, and it's the one that I see cause most serious harm. The care plan says something like, reposition resident every 2 hours. But every time you visit your dad, he's sitting alone in a wheelchair or he's laying in bed. You stay for 6 hours on that visit, and he never once gets repositioned, and before you know it, he's got a new bed sore. Or the care plan says, assist with toileting, but your loved one is left soiled for hours on end. The gap between what's written and what's happening is often where the nursing home neglect lives, and it's often invisible unless someone is just simply paying attention. So here's what I tell every family. Use your senses when you visit. Look at their skin, check their teeth, ask what they ate today, ask if they've been walked, check the call light response time. Talk to your loved one privately and compare what you see with what the care plan promises that they're going to do. And if there's a gap in the care over and over again, that's not a mistake. That's a pattern. That's a systemic failure, and it's the exact kind of evidence that matters in a nursing home neglect case. So what do you do if you spot a red flag? So let's say that you've spotted a problem. Here's your action plan. First, document everything. And I mean as much as you can. Write down what you've observed, the date, who you spoke with, things like that. Second, photograph and video everything. Injuries, soiled bedding and clothes. And yes, look, even if your loved one is soiled, I know it's tough to do, but it's helpful. Now, of course, be very careful to respect their privacy as much as possible when you're photographing sensitive areas. Third, request a care plan meeting immediately in writing. Go through your concerns one by one with staff. Always be polite but firm. Fourth, don't be afraid to escalate. In Missouri, feel free to contact the Department of Health and Senior Services. In Illinois, you can contact the Illinois Department of Public Health or the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. Both states have these hotlines and both have the Ombudsman Program. If you believe your loved one is suffering from elder abuse or nursing home neglect, talk to an attorney who handles nursing home cases. The sooner you act, the better the outcome is likely to be for your loved one and for every other resident in that facility. And if your loved one has lost their life due to the abuse and neglect, you can really help others by pursuing justice for them. Talk to an attorney about this. And remember, in Missouri and Illinois, you have the right to install a camera in your loved one's room. In both states, that law is titled the Authorized Electronic Monitoring in Long-Term Care Facilities Act. That is another powerful tool that families can use, but make sure you follow the rules in each of those acts. You now know the 5 red flags hiding in a nursing home care plan. Vague language, outdated information, ignored risks, excluded families, and gaps between the care plan and reality. I recommend you print this list and bring it to your next visit. And don't stop asking questions until you get real answers. And if you want to go deeper, my next video breaks down the legal standards for nursing home care in Missouri and Illinois, what the law actually requires, and how to hold a facility accountable when they fall short. So go watch that video and I'll see you over there.